we're at like Dino's, like I got Tim Metcalf. I think we're at Dino's, and they had like the fights playing, and I'm sitting there with a group of people, and I remember it's like Carl Parisian and like Diego Sanchez fighting, and it's like a judo and a wrestler guy going at it. And I remember just watching it and saying, man, I can do that. Like this, like, you know, I'm not wrestling anymore. I'm 20 something, and I still feel there's a lot of unfinished business. You know, I don't feel like I lived to my full potential in wrestling, and so I think that's what made me successful is that I always had a freaking chip on my shoulder. You know, all these guys, they went off and did this, they won this tournament, they won that, and I'm like, I'm in Lafayette going back to school, and, you know, and that's what led to a lot of my success. And then I think, you know, I walked into this, I started training with this guy, Harry Duyon, and so we walked into this this dojo. That's what it was back in the day. It wasn't like a mixed martial arts gym. It was like it was like Aikido guys and judo guys and then kung fu guys, and they all had like their own thing to bring. And so I walked in and I started training, and coincidentally, at the same time, you know, like Poirier started training at the same time, and we come from different walks of life. I mean, I'm preppy, right? Dustin showed up. I mean, he had like, dude, he had this hoopty. I mean, he had the mustache. He had like he had all kinds of different tattoos than he does have now. Yeah. I mean, two people you'd think would not mix, but man, we just showed up. I could wrestle. Dustin could throw hands, and dude, we were training on this. It was carpet. Dude, they had splinters of wood like stuck it into our feet. And dude, I was telling you, dude, we didn't know what we were doing. Like we were like punching sand. We were taking bamboo and like rubbing it on our shins. You know, I mean, but like we were two guys that, you know, look, Dustin was fighting, you know, had his reasons to fight, and I had my reason to fight, and we kind of fed off of each other. And then, you know, eventually I started, you know, Josh RT came into the mix, and it was like, hey, this guy's a little bit more legitimate. And then when Tim decided to open up his gym, I was like, hey, we got a real gym coming, you know, and we still train with everyone, you know. But anyway, but yeah, Tim opened his own gym, and then yeah, man, we just started our amateur career, and I think our first big break was me and Dustin were actually both 1-1 as amateurs, right? And so we decided to do this like amateur world championship, which doesn't even make sense, right? You can't be a world champion, but I don't know. But no, we went to Iowa. And we did this tournament, and I remember I fought 3 times in 2 days, and I won this title. And you think about it now, it's like, man, and it was so fun to be able to do something like that. 3 times in 2 days. I remember after my first day, I fought twice, and I remember my trainer just put me in a bathtub and just threw a bunch of ice on me, dude. I was hurting, but dude, we both won that tournament. I remember sitting in the hotel room and we felt like world champions. Yeah. I mean, you could have swore I won the UFC belt. I mean, we were, and to us, it was. It was one of the biggest, and we came back to Lafayette and kind of went on our tear.